see it. Yeah. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Social Work Sunday Tea. I am Shakia Houston. It's a great day to be alive and well. It is October 10th, 2020. Wait, 2021. So yeah, I have to get it together. Like what? But today is a good day to be alive and well, like I said before. If you are on here, make sure you like, subscribe, share to get this word out. It's gonna be amazing, amazing, amazing. We have a special guest here. I'm just gonna, if you can just introduce yourself and we can get started. And oh, happy World Mental Health Day to everybody. That's why I got this green hat on, and I'm all for mental health and being a mental health advocate. So yeah, if you can just introduce yourself, you'll be greatly
Um,
appreciated.
name Minneapolis Malik Malachi. I go by the name General Hill, or some people call me General Hill Ray. Uh, in general, I'm a business consultant. Uh, that's pretty much what I like to get. But then they'll pretty much figure out the rest later.
But thank you so much for being a part of Social Work Sunday Tea and educating the people, being on this platform to making people aware of, the business side, the wealth side of mental health. Today's topic, we're talking about building wealth. Um, and I want to know, like, what is your interpretation? What are your thoughts on, when someone says building wealth?
So wealth is something that should be able to be passed on, from generation to generation. Uh,
Yeah.
Wealth is something that's inherited and shared and secured by family ties, family bloodlines, and stuff like that. So it's a step further than just being rich. Being rich to me is the more so individual or selfish aspect of it. But when a person decides that they want to entertain the journey of becoming wealthy, now that's taking on responsibility. Not only for the household but for your whole family lineage.
Cool. Yeah, definitely. So what made you get into this financial arena? Um, like how long you been in it and things like that.
Well, everybody's in the financial arena.
That's true. It is true.
Everybody deals, everybody deals in money and everything costs, right? So
Right.
uh, I just decided that, hey, you know what? I want to always be in position to have what I need and to be able to provide what I need to provide, for myself, my family.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So where do you get this general Hellraiser? What is, as far as like, how did that come about? The,
Uh,
yeah.
the general and chief over my family tribe, which is the Malak Empire.
Okay.
Uh, Also, the minister uh, of Eternal Self Ministry, uh, which we have started our first chapter in Washington D.C. First Temple. So I'm a man of many hats. I have different degrees in different areas, that still complement one targeted goal. I need to do these things to position myself to be able to tap into the resources needed to provide to our individual family, tribe, or and micro nation.
Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. Like I seen other interviews that you had, and I found it very, very interesting. Like what are you, ambassador and diplomat? Like where, like are there certain rules that doesn't apply to you, as far as, you know, being in the US, or, you know, just being in that tribe?
Well, the Malachian Empire and the Republic of Malachi is what you legally consider like a nation inside of a nation. So it's more so classified as a micronation. The
Okay.
nation that we all are accustomed to, you know, knowing about is the United States of America. You know, which is a organization, which is a company, which is a corporation that can be, you know, researched and found on Duns and Brad, just like any other registered corporation. Just like every state, when you go to each individual state when you're traveling, it says, "Hey, welcome to Illinois." It has a corporation start date on there. It's telling you that, hey, we're a business and welcome to our company, right? So all I did was do the same thing. I created my own from scratch, and I implemented some of the elements, you know, that as the United States did, and I got rid of the stuff that I didn't like, that I felt like
Mhm.
conflict of interest, with our overall mission.
Wow. Okay. That's awesome. Yeah, like that's amazing. Like for you to like to implement things that like such as like what how do you feel about the vaccination? I know it's off subject because I'm in, you know, I'm inclined because I don't know. So that's why I'm trying to make myself aware. How do you feel about vaccinations? Like are you exempt from being vaccinated, or how does that?
Well, our everything is circumstantial. Technically, everybody is exempt from vaccination. Technically, no state or government entity can force a man or woman to be subject to any form of vaccination. Technically, but the reason why it becomes a conflict of interest is because our people are not properly educated on understanding contracts and the type of agreements, the things that they voluntarily agree to throughout other related contracts within employment, within you know, the educational institutions, you know, and things of that nature. So what happens is the states and governments take advantage of the employer, and they back the employer against the wall and force the employer to make the employee feel like they're subject to a particular thing, and if they don't, they could be possibly, you know, terminated. And that's how they kind of force the issue without having the technical right to. So, but you'll see that if we, you know, those of us that know how to stand our grounds and stuff like that, know how to properly communicate contractually with these people, and you start mentioning certain laws and stuff like that, you know,
Mhm.
that's what kinds of helps alleviate and protects us against those certain things. But some people are contracted with certain government related jobs and stuff like that, where it's kind of written in the contract. So if it's a person that likes people that's part of the military, they actually agree to those particular terms and conditions of being able to be forced or subject to vaccination during the enrollment process of being a part of that, you know, that government by that military body. So in their case, technically, they waive their rights to be exempt. You see what I mean? In return for a privilege to be able to join the Army, the Marines, the Air Force, and stuff like that, et cetera, et cetera. Um, but there's always a back door. There's always a way around things to a certain degree. You know, there are ways to rescind your signature from previous contracts and agreements, especially if you weren't completely competent of the information or the legalese within the contract. Of course, the more a person is contractually tied, the harder it can be, but there's usually always a way, but it's always a fight as well.
Wow.
So
Okay.
pride our tribe, we offer, one of the things that we offer with our tribal packages is, you know, exemption notices and stuff like that, and we do provide support against those things that might deal with their employers.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay. That's interesting. Yeah, I have to indulge. I'm like, okay, cool. You know, get more in depth of, you know, what applies, what doesn't apply. But we're gonna go back to building wealth, right? Um, when we say, health is wealth, wealth is health, what do you think of that term, that terminology, um, as far as health is wealth? And well, I kind of switch it around because we're talking about wealth, right? So, what is your thoughts on that?
Well, health is definitely wealth, and your wealth needs to be healthy.
Yeah, it does. It really, really does.
But
Yep.
that particular statement, to me, just means that because you got a lot of people that just focus on the money and stuff like that, and they'll pretty much drive themselves into the ground getting that, obtaining that. But
Yeah.
the harder you work to build that wealth, there's an equal responsibility to maintain a healthy, a physical, mental, and psychological healthy balance between that. Because it doesn't make any sense to, you know, work yourself to death. You get the money, then you die. So
Yep.
I want to live. I want to live long, young years to enjoy my wealth. You see what I mean? So that's why health is wealth to me. You
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah.
like we gotta learn how it's like being a NASCAR driver. You in this fast race. You know what I'm saying? And you
Yeah.
got the professionals in the cockpit. You pull over. You might have blown the tire. You might need some more fuel. You got to recharge.
Yeah.
So that's what I like about a NASCAR driver. But as fast as he pulls over to the side, he has a team. He has a team on the side that's gonna change that tire. That's gonna regas the car and get them right back on the road as quick as possible. But that
Absolutely.
sometimes that pit stop is imperative to to our growth and development.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I mean, it's a mindset, right? Like, how to create wealth is a mindset, right? Like, how do you set the tone, like your mind? I know on a mental health standpoint, um, you have to be in tune with or what you want as far as your common goal, right? So like you said, psychologically you have to be in tune with yourself, like, okay, this is what I need to do, these are the goals that I need to set in place. So what is the mindset, as far as like of creating or building wealth?
You just got to create a lot of time and space. You need time and space to be able to be the observer from the outside. You know what I'm saying, as well as the inside. But sometimes we get locked in the inside, during that journey, or we surround ourselves, become the center of circles that doesn't have our best interest. That kind of depletes our energy because everybody wants to plug and play into you. You know,
Mm,
even transfer of energy. So.
mm,
So because that'll lock down and limit your creativity. If you're not able to freely think and freely to explore and to utilize your imagination, which is something that a lot of us have lost. And typically we lose as more we get into like our adult years or whatever. So we got to tap back into ourselves to have that imagination to believe that anything is possible and to put ourselves in those positions. You know.
yeah. Yeah, definitely. I like what you said as far as like we lose that because life happens, right? And so it's kind of like life happens and sometimes you get off course, like of what you actually want to focus on and do. And you get sideswiped. You know what I mean? Like you just like, oh no, that's okay. This happened, but I'm gonna go forward. Like, okay, I'm gonna do it this way. But sometimes it always follow back into the original plan, what you're supposed to be doing. We have to go walk in our purpose and
You,
let no go ahead.
creativity is like at first it's a surge of a certain particular type of energy. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Feel first. You know what I'm saying? You have to feel creative first. So first is a thought. It's a feeling, it's a thought,
right.
and then it becomes an action, right? That's a form of manifestation, you know, and that's the art of manifesting, and but some people don't know all the rules of manifest. A lot of people get the step one, which is just think positively and think, what I'm saying, and then everything is just gonna fall. No, you have to put in actual work and action with that. You know what I'm saying? You think it, then you have to put it out there into the universe. It could be as simple as writing it down on a notepad. drawing it out, getting it out of your mind, you know,
Yeah.
any type of physical form possible. So that's the next starting point, and then you build upon that, and that's the foundation off the initial thought. And now we're practicing the art and the magic of manifestation, and that also leads into the creation, which we are creators, with men and women, as kings, as queens, as gods and goddesses. We are the creators. So when we're creating, we're acting the aspects of our God self.
Mm. That's good. That's good. That's good. Definitely. It all well, I just got in tune with, okay, let's manifest like this social work Sunday tea, right? All right, let me put this. All right, wrote it down. All right, I wrote it down. Then I I put it into action. Okay, what does it look like for me? How can I create this platform to put exposure and highlight things in the mental health arena, right? Regarding, just awareness, self love, self care, mental illness. We talk about everything. And because I feel as though, it's for the people, it's for the culture. For me, it is, and I want our people to be aware. So definitely manifesting, definitely, writing things down, and creativity, like you said. And I think, and that's the best way to create wealth, right? Like if we write it down, um, we put the actions and the work in creating this thing.
Yeah, and it's just finding ways to obligate ourselves to the task. You know, a lot of
Yeah,
us have a whole bunch of things on the do list, but never conquer it.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
self to the task, and create relationships with people that hold you accountable.
yeah, definitely. What happens when you have that, when you're kind of like in a slump? Your creativity, you're not really creating. I think more so a mental capacity where you're feeling stuck. You're feeling like, okay, I don't know which way to go. What strategies or what ways, you can help people to, like, I guess, rebuild that all over again? Has there been times where you just like, I don't feel like creating, or I don't feel like, like, what is that? What does that look like for you?
There's always time. I don't feel like doing a lot of stuff, to be honest. I don't
Yeah.
feel like anything. But I know how to separate that feeling from what I understand needs to be done. Uh, Now I try to train myself to help, because it has to be a balance. Because even when you do something, it can't appear as if you don't feel like doing it. You have to have that same energy, that same charge, or whatever. I take a lot of naps. I do a lot of meditation.
Mhm.
It's as simple as just going your peace zone, your happiness, or just it's all about knowing how to switch gears into like a neutral standpoint. Once you're neutral, you're kind of able to have just get like a mental balance and just clarity, whatever, to allow other things to flow in, whatever. Now, I might go, there might be a particular movie that makes me feel myself, stuff like that. Like one of my movies I always was the go back to that, or depending on how I'm feeling or what point of life I'm in, I might go to a particular version of the Matrix, like the Matrix 3, when Neo was stuck inside the train station. That that was symbolic and metaphysically as far as limbo. He didn't know what direction to go in at that point. So anytime I feel like that, I go back to the Matrix 3, and I usually get my
Okay, cool. Cool, cool, cool.
back pocket for different things, depending on what the situation is. But I also created a skill out of fear. So a lot of
Mm.
I'm not comfortable with. Like I don't really I'm not comfortable with cameras. I'm not really the person that really is comfortable, being up front, the spotlight, talking to people. I'm not really. But so what I do is I convert that discomfort into like a superpower. I'm able to engage. Once it's locked in, I'm engaged. And I guess it's working for me.
Yeah. No, it definitely, yeah. I feel you. I feel you on that. It definitely, like, I was like, for me too, like getting in front of people and talking is like scarcity. You know what I'm saying? You created that, and you made it work for, for your good. It's like, okay, well, this is what this is. Let me go ahead and do it. So um, but that's awesome. That's awesome. I know when I switch gears, and all of this is all good, and I'm absorbing all of this. So what is, like, why is building wealth so important?
I mean, it should be mandatory. I know it stopped being a mandatory thing. Um, I don't know if it ever was. know, I don't remember as far as my time being on this earth this particular time around. As far as I don't know if it was ever, if it ever was like a normal thing to design within our culture and stuff like that. But what I do is I remind people of because people like putting the blame on other people and other cultures and stuff like that. At this point, the blame game doesn't work. At some point, we got to take responsibility. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? At this point, it's no excuse for us not to be in too many resources available. We just have to we have to act on discipline or whatever. But I tell people that a lot of things that we do just need to be changed. Just the aspect of you know, like marriage, aspect of how we're trained to just go to school, go to college, get a good job with no level understanding of what that means and the dual responsibility that a person needs to take during college in order to properly perform so that when they graduate college they're not just drowning in a pool of debt, and ended up working at Walmart. You
Yeah.
know, offense to those that do, but these are facts. So then we all right, they get a decent something that just over broke, which is what a job is, and then they work 30, 40 years. They become happy to retire after that, and that's when it becomes selfish because they feel like, hey, I put my work in, I retire now. I have a decent sized house, I have a car, I made it, and that's only the beginning. That only benefited that person and maybe that
Yeah.
particular that had nothing to do with the family itself. What are you leaving for the family bloodline? What have you done? What work have you done? You know what I mean? What systems have been, like how does the family benefit from your success, right? Or was it all for self? So then we go back to other cultures, like even we look at the we are the royal people. So I compare things like the royal people that we only know now, like you got your Princess Elizabeth and your Prince Alberts and Prince Charles and stuff. All these guys. Now think about the family program that they have. They
Mhm.
have a system where Princess Elizabeth can just be in love with Joe Blow and they just go off and get married. No, the family has to approve, and a lot of times the family appoints uh,
Mhm.
the individual that is going to marry family because not that's not marriage, not an individual thing because they understand that marriage means that person's family is going to inherit their family's power,
Yeah.
secret, resources, and all that thing. So, in order to sustain and maintain and protect the family's power, wealth, resources, and stuff like that, they have to marry into our. You see what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's, so that right there, just if we start thinking find ourselves on that level, we would be a lot better. Um,
Mhm.
it's just a lot of things going on with that. But that so when we obtain the wealth, the point of me saying because that goes into a whole nother topic. So the point of me saying that as far as in relation to the wealth, we have to once you as an individual obtain a certain level of wealth, it's your job to replicate that. We do that by and protect that by having strategic relationships. That so people be thinking business is business. No, business is personal. Is personal is business. Family is and business is personal. It's like see, when people understand the family structure is business, then
Mhm.
we'll be better designed to really be because us as an individual person wouldn't work. But me as a man in the household, if there's a man and a woman, hopefully in the household, then you guys have kids. You guys have a collective duty job. The kids involved have a duty. The woman involved has a duty. The man involved has a duty for the household and for the whole family bloodline. Everybody has a hat, no matter what they do on their spare time. You know what I'm saying? You first want to work part time or have a hobby, whatever like that. Cool, but the mission is separate from that's the many people don't see to be. I don't know. They don't see that to be a point, or they feel like they don't have enough time in order to do so. I don't know what it is.
Yeah. Your phone going in a little bit in and out. Somebody just text me. Your phone going a little bit in and out. I don't know what's going on. It's maybe, I don't know. The sir.
It's the Matrix. Matrix.
They don't want you to talk about this.
My bar is on. I got full 5G all
Okay.
loaded.
Okay.
But
I
it's
got you.
but hopefully they hear me good enough. And yeah. But it's just a lot more responsibility that we have that simply hasn't been acknowledged. You know what I'm saying? Even entertain the aspect of real family wealth. You see what I mean? And the family has to be involved. You know what I'm saying? But in order for the proper involvement, we have to understand what is wealth, what is money, what is our position within the family, and then there's a phase of re-education, you said reprogramming, and our parents had to be reprogrammed, our grandparents had to be reprogrammed, the kids, the mother, everybody has to be reprogrammed to this new program, which is why I do. I I appreciate having a mother and a father that's that was blessed enough to be able to come together and to even bring me back here into this earth, and but at the same time be humble enough to also become students of their own creation. You know what I'm saying? So it's times my mother and my father, I look up and they're inside of my classroom. You know what I'm saying? Uh,
Mhm.
because they get it. You know what I'm saying? They get what needs to be done and they see that I'm taking the initiative to establish that foundation.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, to relearn and learn again. I mean, I definitely in that process of relearning some things that doesn't apply to me back then, it doesn't apply now. So it's
Right.
like oh, like you said before, go to school, get an education, get a degree, and get a job. And it's like, okay, I did that. I'm sitting here with a master's, and I'm like, okay, so what's next? You know what I mean? Like, okay, I went to school. I got
Right.
165,000 in debt. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, so because we were taught that. You know what I mean? Like you said, it's all about the structure, and then you have to learn and unlearn to learn again. It's something else. I was like,
The school is designed to truly educate you to be independent.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? The real curriculum is inside of those house homes. You see what I mean? So you better believe that Johnny had those curriculums in their household. I'm talking about the necessities. You know what I'm saying? Uh, Credit, personal credit,
yeah,
understanding contracts, understanding how insurance works. You see what I mean? All these things are uh, the stock market. You see what I
yeah,
mean? These are essentials. It don't matter what industry you in life. These are the elements that are universal with how money moves across internationally, in and outside the United States. This is how you understand money and how it really works.
mm-hmm.
It's something in relation to all the things that I just named. So if
Yeah,
you just a generalized understanding of these things, that will help put because knowledge is the power. You have to know. If you don't know, you don't know what to implement to
yeah,
obtain to obtain. We a lot of times that we reach. you reach for something, you end up getting it. So the problem is, I don't think that we're not reaching. I think we're just reaching too low, or we're reaching in the wrong directions.
That's
So,
good. That's good.
and I think a lot of times we have to graduate before certain information will even we will even it'll even like gravitate towards us. Like I don't think like uh, starting off like a Donald Trump book, get rich book would help us. I think even like the most popular, the Rich Dad Poor Dad. That was a good books, but it was still missing. I haven't heard too many people giving testimonials that it changed their life, but they can remember certain quotes and stuff in there. You know what I'm saying? The problem is the essence. You Our people need to read books or to from people that started off from nothing. See, Donald Trump's version of starting off with nothing is no comparison to us starting off from nothing. He might mean he only started off with a measly $50,000 in his bank account. I'm
Yeah.
talking about, when I say I started from nothing, I'm talking about I only had $5 left. You see what I mean? On
Yeah.
negatives. You see what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, they're broke and our broke is two different things. Let's
Oh
not
yeah.
get right.
Yeah.
So, you
Yeah,
know,
it is.
so he can tell you how to. He probably can tell you how to flip 50,000 into 100,000, a million. Now the real master can tell you how to make turn $5. You see what I
Yeah.
mean? That
Yeah.
that, that person that's going to impress me. That's the story I want to listen to.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely. I want to know too, because if you see my bank account, let me help me out. You know what I'm saying? No, I get it. I definitely get it. Um, Someone asked the question, so what do I do to build business credit? And do I have to eliminate something? That's one of the questions.
well, I wouldn't say you have to eliminate anything. I just did a conference on this recently. There's see, I don't like skipping stuff, but of course I had to give you guys the quick rundown. But what I'm gonna do is destroy the illusion of business credit.
Okay.
So business credit has nothing to do with your personal credit.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter what level you're as far as on the personal credit side. That doesn't limit you from starting to build business credit immediately, as long as you have the business active in good standing, you have that EIN number, you can start building business credit immediately. Second misperception is that you need a Duns and Bradstreet number in order to build business. No, you don't. Um, Now, Duns and Bradstreet is his own business credit bureau. So if you want to build business credit with Duns and Brad, of course, yes, you need a Duns and Bradstreet number. Uh,
Mhm.
Outside of that, I just recommend doing your homework. I do provide courses on how to properly build and structure the business from start to finish. Because of the mistakes people make is they make a lot of mistakes during the creation of the EIN number and the actual corporation, the LLC or corporation, whatever they get. They make a lot of mistakes in relation to business address, industry classification, and just mixing personal information with business in general. You know what I'm saying? And which is also a privacy issue. You see what I mean? At the current time, you might not have a business address, so you use your address or your grandma address or whatever like that. That's not good, for personal privacy reasons, and because it just doesn't look good as far as when you're ready to go for any type of business loans and financing and stuff like that. Because first thing to do is research the address. So if they see it's at a person's house, even though, see, everything is circumstantial. Now, if your intention, okay, this goes back family to business, business family. So technically you still that your household still should function as a business and have its own separate business entity for particular business benefits, right? So,
Right.
so that's separate though. You know what I'm saying? So you will have a home-based business for your family structure inside the household. Yes. So that now when you go buy Johnny and Suzanne clothes, it's going you getting business credit for it. When you go, you know what I'm saying, and like you have a podcast. If you have children, whatever, they work for your company. So now you're their employees. or whatever. So it's just all different type of ways that we can leverage our household to be able to, develop our businesses.
That was good. Look, I just learned. I just wrote it down while you were talking. I was like, oh, okay, let me. That's so important because that's the misconception. Like, okay, well, if my personal credit is not good, then I can't get my business credit, whatever. But it's two different entities. So
Literally.
yeah, and like even with the address, like I'm guilty of that. As far as using my personal address to because this is what I'm doing right now. So it's like, okay, until I get this, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do a PO box. All right, let me do this. I
So
really,
has
yeah,
to be a virtual office. You want to go with a company like Regis, Opus Office. Those are two main ones. Now you still have to be strategic and even using these companies because you still don't you want to research the location and you want to make sure that it has the appearance of an actual business location because you still can get the address that might just be a mail drop off or pickup. You want a service. You want a virtual mail service, which you can get from $50 a month. The same
mhm,
pretty much gonna pay for a PO box app is going to be classified as a business address, a commercial address. You see, what I mean, you're paying the same amount of money, so it's not about what you do, it's how you do it. So now uh, with this company, you start off with an address for $50 a month with a mailbox and then they'll receive and transfer your mail for you. But also at any given time, that you feel you're ready to scale the business and you feel like you need an actual office space, all you do is upgrade your membership with that company to an office space. You see what I
mhm,
mean? So you can always scale that address. You see what I mean? But
yeah,
you could just start off with just the address and still reap the same benefits. You see what I mean? So it's all about every decision we make in business. You have to ask yourself, can I scale from this? You see what I mean? Because a lot of times we do something just because for the meantime. But if the meantime means that you gotta once you're ready to make another move, you gotta start over. That's the conflict of interest. You
mm,
never want to start over. It's always scale. You want to scale and grow.
okay, okay. Someone asked, what about we work? Could we use our office address?
Like they work a 9 to 5 job.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That would have to be based on because some jobs might, depending on the job, especially like this a state job and stuff like that. I know they don't like people affiliating their doing side business with anything affiliated with their company, stuff like that. But if you cool with the owner and whatever is cool, you get it cleared. Yeah, that's fine. Um, that's the upper hand. And I'm gonna tell you something else. So now, if that person is able to do that, so now they can convert their employment address into their business address. And then, if you really want to get strategic and leverage the point of being currently being an employee for somebody else, instead of receiving personal income, you update to the HR department and let them know that you want your direct deposits going into your business bank account. So now you turn your individual income into business receivables. So now you leveraging your job to fund the bank account of your business. So now you leverage down the back end because you build a relationship with your bank, and now the bank see that the business now is making a certain amount of money quarterly or every week or whatever like that. So now you use the cash against the account to get to request lines of credit.
Mm, that's good. They said, I'm talking about the company called We Work.
Oh,
Um,
work is okay. Okay, we work is yeah. That's one of them too. Yeah, they have different types of programs. Like you could just buy a desk. You can have a desk there. So yeah, that's another good one. Mhm.
okay, okay. I
Yeah,
never heard of that. I'm still learning.
yeah, everything you can scale from a desk. You can have just an address. You can just have a desk. Then you can scale from a desk to an office. You know what I'm saying? You could from an individual office to a team office, or I believe this is with them where they have a member where if you so happen to have a meeting with a particular colleague or whatever like that, you don't want to meet them at home or a traditional Starbucks. You want to have the perception an appearance of, you know, the office, you know, say, you know, they have a few locations downtown, and you could just find, you could just find, you could just book a desk or office for that particular date or for that particular time slot. You know what I'm saying? So now you can still conduct bigger business with the percent. Like your client doesn't need to know your personal business related to your business. All they know is they meet you at an upscale office downtown.
Yeah.
So this is another thing about leveraging resources. Everything is all about the L word. It's all about leverage everything.
Okay. Look, you teaching me. I was like, oh, I didn't. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take your course because definitely, I know we can't unpack everything, on the podcast, but this is definitely good information. And if you have any questions, anybody have any questions, make sure you put it in the box. And yeah, that's definitely it'll be definitely important to ask these questions now while we have the general on the podcast. So like as far as like with credit lines, what does that look like, for someone that doesn't know?
On the personal side,
On the personal side and the business side.
it's just a little different on both sides for a
Okay.
person that's building credit on a personal side. So collectively, as you build your business credit, you still should simultaneously be doing whatever you need to do to um, make any type of um, corrections or related to any type of delinquencies and stuff like that on your personal credit. Because still the name of the game is have the balance of both sides. But I specialize in focusing on build business credit without anything dealing with personal, because I know a lot of people are just not in a position personally. You know what I'm saying? And I was one of those people. You see what I mean? So I had to figure it out how to get it without that. You see what I mean? So I didn't want to cheat. So I wanted to make sure like, yo, had all the resources and ways to build a strong business profile without having to do anything with personal. But don't neglect the personal.
Yeah.
Brush it off, clean it up, because now that creates the Voltron. Now you bring both sides together, both public, both private, boom. But the point is proper positioning. As a business, your personal still not the person to be the front. Your business is always the driver. Your personal credit is only supposed to be the passenger, the person in the back seat backing the driver. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
But everything still ends up going on that business in that business name. So ways that people can use their cash. So everybody has cash. Some people have a little bit more than others, but everybody has cash. So the objective is to convert this cash into credit, or to
Mhm.
do that by making sure you get credit for everything you utilize the cash for. So one way to convert cash into credit, uh, banking relationships is very important. So whatever bank, when you decide to bank with somewhere, you want to see if that bank has your best interest.
Okay.
On the personal side, I personally recommend credit unions. For one, they have a sense of privacy. If a person has some type of legal issues and could possibly be affected by garnishments, they can
Mhm.
attack credit union personal account.
Mhm.
They're private organizations. But if they're part of the bank, they can rip you off.
Take
Uh,
everything.
So it's just liability. But so once you establish a relationship with a bank, because you see that they have products and services that benefit you and your business, meaning they have secure savings accounts, they have secure lines of credit, they have checking lines of credit, they have personal credit card options, they have business credit card options, both secured and not secured. So you know this before you even become a client of this bank. Because remember, you're giving them their money. So if they don't have these type of things to offer, that they don't serve your best interest. You see what I mean? So a person has $1,000, to invest into their credit, so they can just go to the bank and ask the bank for a secured savings account or a secured CD. And what you'll be doing is pretty much putting up your capital, and then they'll give you a card or a particular account, and you can still use the money in that account, except every time you use it now, same
Mhm.
thousand you gave them now in a different form now. Now you're gonna get credit for it instead of just working. working X amount of hours a week for the job, and then what you getting taxed 30% off your yearly income, which means you're working 3 months for free, and then you go cash a check that's gonna get taxed, and then you go spend the money without getting credit. So you just lost the value of the dollar several different times on the front end and the back end. Well, if you position yourself to look to use the income as business receivables, and you set yourself up to convert the cash into a way so you can get credit. Now you're building up the equity of your cash on the back end in forms of credit, and that's how you see that's commerce, and that's how currency works. Currency is metaphysical for current flow of energy. You have to make sure it flows in the right and within the right currents. It's not just about you going to the store, spending cash, and walking off. Like it don't that's not proper money management. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't supposed to work like that. We're actually losing every time you work. That's why you got to keep working more and more. And we think the more we work, which the more you work on a traditional 9 to 5 job, the more you get taxed. You see what I mean? You work more hours, you get taxed a higher tax, and a person never works themselves out that job. They wonder what, because we're not. When you do get the money, you're not left spending it in the right way.
Wow, that's good information. I didn't know that. So yeah, that's definitely good information. Someone asked, can you purchase assets like car, a house with your business credit?
You can purchase anything with your business credit. Your business is like another person. Now, of course, uh, a lot of people. I got to break a lot of people's hearts. It's not establishing a strong credit profile to be able to make those big purchases that everybody wants is not an overnight thing. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? But the beauty, the better way of looking at it is more so saying that your business is like your child. You know what I'm saying? So you have a kid, you know, you put in 18 years to build, to educate, to develop, to feed, to nurture, right? So that when they turn 18, they can get the hell out your house and walk on their own, right? You know, now, depending on how well that they was trained and raised, will determine how successful they are, right? A lot of times, right?
Yeah.
So same thing with your business, except the beautiful part about it, you don't gotta buy no milk. You don't buy it don't eat it. Your business eats certain things. Your business baby eats certain things. It's not breast milk. You know. So this is the thing, and it doesn't take 18 years. If you
Okay.
put forth all the work, the proper work and stuff like that, and building up your business, you can start things within the first 3 months,
Hmm.
year. The thing is, there's levels. There's levels to it. There's things that you start benefiting from flat off the bat. Then, as the business ages, as the business credit develops, and usually after that 2 to 3 years, because a lot of when it comes to financing and lending and stuff like that, the business history is very important. So that's one thing that we can't cheat is as far as time, as far as the history of the business, how old is the actual business. But just 3 years old, I don't know no baby that's 3 years old that can, XYZ, can live on their own, right?
Right.
Without having their mama's approval,
Right.
or cosign, but your business can in a 2 to 3 year period. So that's still, but our people lack patience. They think everything needs to be instantaneously, and it's like, uh, see, building business credit is not just a one thing shebang. It's like it's a long-term commitment, and it's
Mm.
a lifestyle. So if you're not ready to inherit the lifestyle, the whole everything that comes along with how you eat, how you transact and move every day, it's not going to work.
Mm.
Those are the people that fail. But the people that get that, those are the people that's going to be, on top.
Yeah, absolutely. That was good. Thank you for asking that question. Yeah, that's definitely like, what about when because I heard about people putting as far as like with the credit card, like you have this your business, as far as like the credit with the credit card, they're putting their children on the credit card and pretty much building, like they have a good, I guess, good credit by the time they're a certain age. What
That,
do
that
you?
that's one of the things that we definitely should do. That's not. That's not a common thing in our
Yeah.
culture at all, because our parents were typically scared of credit, and they didn't.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Of course, people call when I'm live. So, so because our parents didn't understand credit, you see what I mean? So
Yeah.
they like, oh, they don't know that by them putting you on as an authorized user on their account, that doesn't give you access to their account.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Unless, of course, they give you the credit cards from the
Right.
account. Now, of course, yeah, those when you put ask somebody as authorized user, those credit cards do come in the mail with that person's name on it. Yeah, for sure. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? But that's your personal decision whether you want to give that person credit card access or not. But other than that, if not, yeah, they reap the benefits of being able to leverage off of your credit and your credit history, your credit accounts. You know, that's something that yeah, all the wealthy wealth families do. You know what I'm saying? Put it like this, yeah. There's no way there should start being. We should create a new sin book, a family sin book. There's no way that there's too many ways to leverage. There's no way kids should be born, grow up, turn 18, 21, and have to start from scratch. That doesn't even make that's really almost becoming retarded to me. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Because and that's just based on our cultural ignorance as far as in finance and money and stuff like that. How and just how the world works. We just do not know any better. You see
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
So taken out of that. And to be honest with you, we want money and we know we need money, but we actually are equally scared of money.
Mm.
We are. Think about it. We
Yeah.
are. We have a fear of money, and so a lot of us had to break through that fear in order to even obtain a certain amount of capital. Because, but at first, a lot of your churches tell you it's bad. You know,
Mm.
a lot of it's like it's always like an evil, like, oh, we can't, don't wish for too much money, or no, you need abundance. You need
Yeah.
abundance. You have to have you need limitless amounts of money to be able to do the things you want to do and to be able to truly uplift and build your family and protect your family and build the wealth needed to grow sustain your family wealth.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely. Yeah.
you can't change the world with no funds.
Yeah.
You need money in this world. But know thyself before before because money can't change people without so self, everything starts and ends on the spiritual side. But like I said, and then actually the aspect of money and wealth generation, the spirituality is a huge factor in relation to that. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? A lot of people's energy is just off. You know what
Mm.
I'm saying? A lot of people's energy is just off. But once we understand the connection between the spirituality aspect and commerce and money and stuff like how that things are value is generated and stuff like that, it's like we tend to master the art of willing our path. You
Mm.
know, always all of a sudden you realize you always are in position. You always you always have what you need. You always are at a point of growth and development. And that's when you're on that frequency. Then you'll
Yeah.
know well if your frequency is depleting. You'll know to jump back on that particular wave. You'll
Yeah.
know something don't fit on that wave. Have
Yeah.
a curve on, you know.
Yeah.
Do come, try to jump on your wave. Yeah, oh, nah, nah,
Definitely, yeah. We definitely gotta jump and get back in tune with self and learn, like unlearn to learn again.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's definitely no, you saying something? I'm sorry.
No, we're constant students. Other elements of guaranteed methods of building generational wealth is it goes off of mastering that personal credit.
Mm.
Don't just pay a company. Don't just pay a company like mine to fix your credit. Pay I pay for the educational courses and
Yeah.
to actually learn your credit and learn how to manage your own credit. That's your responsibility.
Yeah.
some things you shouldn't just pay people to do without knowing. Now, if you know and you're just trying to, because time is money, and you just don't want you want to focus on other areas, and you just want to pay somebody to take care of it. That's two different things.
Yeah.
But you still have to take the time to know first. You know what I'm saying? And then and that's how you know how to properly even hire people to do particular things. Yeah.
Mm.
So another thing is having proper accounting and bookkeeping, and also leveraging your life insurance policy is another
Mm.
necessity. Each
Wow.
kid, each kid should have their own business. It could be, like, see, even before they come to the point of knowing what they want to do in life, you should still start them a business. And what I do is with my kids is each one of my kids has a business that has the same name as them.
Mm.
So they all have, so whatever, all their names also are incorporated inside of a business trust.
Okay.
So now my twins though, I purposely did this. I put them both in the same business to force them to work with each other. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But they all have their own business. They all right now, daddy's the administrator and trustee, right? They are the beneficiaries of that business trust.
Okay.
Right now, so from now to the point with maturity, I'm established. I've established a business. Now because it's already established. Every day is building business history, and I'm also developing the business credit.
Mm.
Then when they hit that certain mark, 6 years old, boom. Now let's deal with the personal credit. Let's authorize you. You know what I'm saying? Remember, this business is also tied to a life insurance policy. By the
Mm.
time they're 18, a lot of their policies are going to be paid, but these
Mm.
are whole policies. So I mean, the policy is still active value, equity. So now the
Mm.
payout is the business. So that means now I created a secured vehicle that's going to secure their life. You know what I'm saying? And as well as pay out the business. In the
Mm.
meantime, still here while they're still living. You know what I mean? So all we doing is leveraging. We turn the life insurance policy into a secured savings.
Wow.
So if we need to take out a loan or something, we actually have another option besides having to apply and utilize it or utilize, or uh, rated traditional loan, or we can go directly to our insurance company and take a loan against the policy, the value of the
Mm.
policy, which is interest free.
Mm. I know.
But the problem is the people that are selling the life insurance policies don't know nothing about life insurance. They don't even have a life insurance policy. You can feel it.
Yeah.
Like so that is the problem of the world is they hire people, they
Mm.
only sell a product. They don't teach them and show them once you live something, you have a thing called no. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? Our ultra religious people believe a lot of stuff, but I believe in knowing. I either know or I don't know,
Yeah.
and you know based on experience, right? So and based on application, based on applying things into your life, because you've done it, you applied it, you live it.
Yeah.
So as a salesperson, this so happen to be a product or service that you're selling, you no longer need to sell it. There's no more sales pitch. You know what I'm saying? You either take it or leave it. Because this is things that's helping me and securing me and my life, my family. You know, I'm just a messenger spreading the message.
Mm. That's
So
good. That's
all
good.
these all these vehicles are essential, but they're misunderstood because they're called missold and misrepresented. I used to have life insurance policies. They used to lapse after about 6 months to a year. My first few policies, I didn't. You know what I'm saying? Now I understand the importance of insurance in general for one, especially life insurance policies to the point where it's like if I lost everything else, I would not let that go. That
Mm.
is man. Let
Yeah.
me say it another way. while while we're here alive and well in this particular world and dimension, we're trying to obtain. We're trying to obtain. So those of us may reach our goals, some of us may not. Those are just facts, right? So
Right.
so but at the same time, so technically there's no guarantees per se, right? You know what I'm saying? Now, because some people might run out of time. Some people just might, you know what I'm saying? So we
Yeah.
can't what you may or may not accomplish while you're here. At least we can't speak on nothing past the next second, right? But anything you did before, of course, it's already there. It's already done. You know what I'm saying? But if you understand the importance, how important a life insurance policy, as far as on generating and protecting your family's generational wealth, you would understand, like, okay, I may or may not have accomplished my financial goals for my family, but if I transcend tomorrow, boom, my family's left with $1 million. To start,
Yeah.
$2 million. You see what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't have to worry about. I've seen so many families scattering, worried about funeral arrangement, can't pay for it. That doesn't make no sense at all. If we
Yeah.
not have our affairs in order, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's like, and these policies do not be costly. See, we people always talking about they can't afford to buy a $50 policy, or if you get a whole life, so you spend $150 a month for a policy, or even 250. I have a very expensive monthly budget for life insurance alone. I'm probably on 100,000 for life insurance alone. I put policies on everybody. You know what I mean? So, but because this is guaranteed, right?
Yeah.
So when Daddy's done, you guarantee what I've left and what I've done before passing, and guarantee this the icing on the cake. Boom.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And now inside of our trust and our will, your will is your final testament. Your will, so anything inside that will goes. This is your
Yeah.
final.
Yeah.
Hey, you got to make sure you start your business, graduate, that, and you'll get your funds. Okay, you get a trustee that's gonna make sure that they do that. You see what I mean? So that's how you guarantee it. We can't just give away a lot of money either. We gotta put principles, we got to put guidelines, instructions, and rules, and make them work, and make sure they're in position to continue the generational wealth on. We can't pass ignorance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
but during the meantime, they should have been educated, following our lead as we was building the empires up. So
Yeah.
they already been had a position working, doing things in relation to the building process anyway.
Yeah.
Time we transcend, they know where to pick up the ball at. They already know what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Can't
Definitely.
allow people to veer so far into doing their own thing that only benefits.
Mm.
But put it like this: the rich families know that. The rich families do their own thing, have their own lives, and a lot of the rich families, the big rich families, a lot of them don't like each other.
Yeah.
There's families that don't talk to each other. They have beefs. We know this. This is part of the family. But you better believe. And so they might paint the picture that, oh, their families coming together and stuff like that, whatever like that, for their family meetings and stuff like that. And people like how do they commit to that? It's not because they like each other. They make sure they show up to them family meetings because they know they got stake inside the family business.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because they don't like so and so and so and so, they make sure so and so ain't trying to cut them out and do no fugazi stuff behind it. You know what I'm saying? Because it get real. You
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
They of course they gonna show up.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. You're right. No, you speaking truth. Yes. And I didn't really think about it until I got older. And I'm like, oh dang, like, yeah, no, I see that a lot. Even, in the line of work that I do, people have wills and all such and such. I know they left me something, I'll be like, oh, as a social worker, I'm just like, I don't want to be in the middle of it. I'm not the one but I get it. I get it. I get it now more than ever as far as that goes. I get it. Yeah, definitely. But no, like all of this is good information. I really, really appreciate you getting on this platform and educating the people, educating me you know, about, you know, building wealth and, you know, just getting a whole different perspective on what does that look like for me or for other people that's on this platform on this live. But if how can people reach you, like as far as the, you know, as far as with the classes, as far as like, you know your company and how you can help other people as far as like understanding credit, things like that.
Yeah, the main company website is Trey Capital dot world. So that's TRECAPIAL.world. We can always be reached toll free at 888-597-8825. I highly recommend people following at least one of my Instagram pages, either at billionaire Hill. That's billionaire and then Hale spelled HAIL, or General Hellraiser. That's General, then Hale spelled HAIL, then RAZOR. Then that's the safe ground to be able to keep up with a lot of different things that I do, because I'm into a lot of different things or whatever. But yeah, I just think our people got to practice different things to be. We miss out on a lot of things because we don't do the things that we should have done initially to be in position for to qualify for things. You know, so we can no longer blame because we did. Oh, we don't qualify. Blah, blah, blah. We qualify. We actually there's a lot of stuff going on right now, and we actually qualify for more things that we ever did ever probably. You know what I'm saying? If you are in the proper position, you see
Position.
what I mean? Uh, Last thing I probably want to say on that is taxes. Our people be avoiding taxes.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I said this since day one. Some it be going over some people's head. Some people get it. It's nothing but business. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even as a non-for-profit organization. So I might leverage my non-for-profit organization for tax exempt benefits um, up front. You know, if I go to the store, I go shopping. Hey, I'm tax exempt. So they remove the taxes off the initial purchase. Boom.
Mhm.
Okay, but on the back end, you want to leverage the tax. So you want so filing taxes doesn't necessarily mean that you're paying.
Mm.
So the art of that is having a master accountant for one. Don't
Okay.
pretend you're a master accountant because you have to know you have to be very competent in an IRS code and just general business taxes in general, whatever like that. So if you have, I'm gonna give y'all like a little game. I hope it like let's see like if you have a master accountant that's hired for your company to do your bookkeeping, even if they don't do your bookkeeping. Really, I know I can give y'all ways to manage your own bookkeeping because it's not like 1969 where you had to walk around with a notepad and jot down your gas mileage and stuff like that. You don't got to do that anymore. All you got to do is download QuickBooks. You can do QuickBooks Self-Employed,
That's
attach
highly excellent.
that business bank account, attach that account to there. Now use your bank card for your transactions. Once the transactions are made, they're allocated and transferred into your QuickBooks. That is your. It's going to ask you, was this transaction for gas, for business, or pleasure, or personal? Business. Mostly everything should be business. Okay, boom. That's a gas category. Was this purchase for this? It's like, okay, so you're doing your own bookkeeping off from the look. We really have the opportunity to have the power in our hands if we utilize our iPhones and Androids for more than just scrolling up and down on Facebook. And
Yeah.
you spend
You right.
a year, you just export the data and you pass that to your accountant. So now you just saved yourself like probably like $5,000 because I know my accountant is expensive. You know, same thing that you he'll charge you 5,000 for. You know what I'm saying? But this how we this is knowing the things that you should self manage yourself. You know what I'm saying? Nobody knows your transactions more than you. It don't
Right.
matter first, but you know what you just bought and what you bought it for. So just
Mhm.
let's take control of our own finances. So then, so your accountant would know that, or it's a duality type of thing. Like from the beginning of the year, your job as a business owner is to keep an eye out on business related grants on all aspects in general, for non-for-profit, for minority, for female minority, for whatever. It's like any aspect of all that. Your job is to gather all these type of these grants, the loans, type of, all these things that are based on you being in business, how long you've been in business, if you filed, tax returns, because that's what they look at, and
Yeah.
they tax to verify income. So your accountant will be designed to specialize into the application process, where he will customize the preparation of your bookkeeping and taxes to complement the requirements of the application.
Okay.
Hopefully that's it. I'm trying to say something without saying it the wrong way.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? There's a thin line between it, but everything is 100% legal.
Yeah.
But if y'all get what I just said, okay. Okay, I'm gonna leave it like that.
I got you. But thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you for your knowledge. Thank you for everything that you poured into us on today. And man, that's awesome. I'm definitely in tune. I'm like, I was over here writing some stuff, just stuff down, because I was like, I didn't know that. You know what I mean? So man, the knowledge and understanding, right? That's why I want to, like, as far as having this subject, building wealth, because it's so important. Like, it's so important to know.
Was you one of the winners at the event?
No, I wasn't. No, I was like, what the no. No, I wasn't. So, but that was amazing. I was like, and so I had to do my own research. I'm like, okay, they got what? A credit line of what? So, because I'm new to this. I'm a social worker, right? So I wanted to do this podcast, and then also I make tea, and I sell tea and merchandise and all that. So this is new to me.
You're doing a good job.
Yeah. So I'm just,
you're doing a real good job. You're doing
thank
a real
you.
good job.
I appreciate it. Yeah, it's been a year. So year of doing this. I just started out with the tea thing, and I just want to help people and heal people and make sure they good. Get to the proper people, like the therapists and psychologists and the counselors. Push that. If your mental not together, you're not gonna be together for the village. So definitely. So, but I was in the spot. So yeah.
Yeah, Will. I got something for you. Don't worry about it. I got. Okay. We'll talk offline. I appreciate you having me, and we'll definitely.
Thank you so much, and thank you everybody for tuning in. It was a privilege and an honor. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys on next week. All right, you guys have a good one.